Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the No Bones MMA podcast. This is the latest episode in our Meet the Fighter series. We are here with Bare Knuckle Warrior, British, European and World Champion across several weights and several organisations, the Yorkshire Gladiator, Anthony Holmes. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, appreciate having us, mate. Yeah.
We're glad to have you here, Paul. Glad to have you here. It's something we've been talking about, trying to get on for a while.
Yep.
We're predominantly an MMA podcast, but a bit like yourself, we're venturing out into other things and trying to dip our toe into Bare Knuckle FC world, and we're glad we can be the first guy on there for us to get stuck into.
I started off with MMA. I'm enjoying it. I did it for quite a few years, but then unfortunately went off rails, bit of injury, and ended up in prison for quite a stint. So.
That'll do it, mate.
One of my first questions is what how can we divert from like amateur MMA? You had a good record, 3-0, whatever it was.
Yeah, 6-0.
Oh, it's 6-0.
6-0, yeah.
Great, do you want to?
Yeah, to
make
me.
it a bit closer, because it's a bit too far.
Yeah, 6-0, and like I say, we're training with Scott Askham and that, Mark DeCasey. We were under Neil Wayne, and we were having a good run at it. We're always a good solid Matt, Wayne Murray on it, Ian Jones, and yeah, we had a good team. And then, like I say, our young dumb fellow come. And
bit of a wrong turn.
Yeah, a bit of a wrong turning, wrong crowd, and I'm out off rails a bit. So
you ended up doing a bit of time.
Yeah, a bit of time, fighting. And then I went in and out a couple of times.
Did anything change for you when you were in there? Was that the beginning of the change from MMA to bare knuckle or anything?
Yeah, because I had like 6 years out of it, and then I thought I was too old. Obviously, got talking to lads round table at kitchen sesh of all places. Yeah, giving me counselling. You should be trying. Should be trying to get back into it, and something pinged, and I didn't like where I was going. Path I was on. And then ended up having a chat with Wayne as well. So he gave me a bit of advice. He said, "Where do you want to go? Pro boxing, back to MMA, or do you fancy trying bare knuckle? Because it's taking off quite big now." I says, "Yeah, I wouldn't mind that, but I've always wanted to try it anyway. Wanted to do it." Yeah. And straight away they got me in. British title shot. They just thought I were a bit of chodder for him. Yeah, because as I say, because I've been at Circle for 6 years.
Did you keep yourself in good nick in that time then, or were you
still? I was in and out of training. I have to train for mental health anyway. Otherwise, it don't suit me any good. So, he just thought we were going to be a bit of a chew toy for this lad. His fighter dropped out, and when he said, "Oh, my fighter will jump in," and then I'll give him a schooling.
I wonder what the fuck we're going on.
Yeah.
Who's this fucking ringing you've put in against me? Wow, it's a fucking great start though, isn't it? If you're going straight in for British title, man.
What age were you then? Sorry, what kind of?
I think I just got after my 30s. I've been back at it since 2019. Like I said, I've been retired 6 years. So 2019,
yeah. Oh, nice.
So
just before COVID.
Yeah. And just started growing from there. Like I say, I got old red on me now as well, and I wanted to get out of that, rut I was in, that circle. Weekend session every weekend, that's it, and sometimes going for a week.
Yeah. Well, that's it. If you want to make it serious as a fighter in whatever sport, really. You can't be getting shit-faced every weekend.
If it's good enough for John Jones, mate, it's good enough for you.
Well, he used to do it as a reason, so he had an excuse if he lost. Which I can understand that in a way, but yeah, it takes me 2 weeks to recover, so...
Sounds a bit dodgy. That's why you're smoking that crack, John, just in case I lose.
What do you call it? For Dominic Reyes, he didn't prepare at all, didn't he? He didn't know camp or anything.
Right, it showed it. It was a tough fight for him, that wasn't it? A controversial win as well. I think a few thought Reyes won, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
But
including Reyes, I think.
Yeah, I still thought John Jones won that fight, to be fair. I do think he's the greatest of all time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I do as well, absolutely. Yeah.
We give him a bit of shit here with this Tom Aspinall thing that's going on, because we're big fans of Aspinall's.
Yeah, obviously, we're going to be out there.
We're a northern lad.
You can't knock him at all, can you, John Jones?
I'd love to see that fight, though.
Yeah, I would.
But I can see him choosing the Alex Pereira fight first.
Stylistic-wise.
Yeah, I think it'd make more sense as well, because he's on path to being greatest, isn't he?
Yeah.
With 2 weights, and it'll be a 3 weight if he gets the heavyweight as well, so...
It'd be a good scout for John to take out this guy who's turned up in UFC and he's fucking.
I think he beats Pereira. I think he'd just take him down, wouldn't he?
I think it'd be similar to.
Right, he's got freakish power though, hasn't he? It don't look like he's throwing it hard, and then all we know is.
Especially when you watch it in slow motion, it's like he hardly touched him. the fuck's he gonna have?
He don't wind it up, does he? He just lets it go.
Well, I'm a big fan of Pereira as well. So,
I am as well. He's very stoic, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's like
I like
nice
his
lad.
like his character, like his fight style.
It's weird how popular he is. So he don't even speak a word of English.
Yeah.
He just walks about with Shama. Just fucking loves him.
It's just his image, isn't it? It looks like those stone rocks, his face. Yeah, so
He's a killer, though, isn't he?
and that war paint he wears before he comes, I think he looks part, doesn't he? So it's a nice gimmick on that one. I think he does. So you can see why he's got.
When he fought Sean Strickland when he first came into UFC, it was second or third fight or something. Strickland at press conference like, he's a scary fucking dude. You want to meet him in an alley, would you? Like, no,
well, have you seen sparring with Strickland? Everybody else, he goes hammer and tongue under Strickland, and then when it comes to sparring with Alex Pereira, he's tip tapping him, thinking, "Yeah, you know why you're doing that because you get knocked out."
Again.
Yeah. So your first fight in bare knuckle, you become champion.
Yeah, British champion.
And that's when you thought this book is for me.
Were you confident going into that, or were you a bit nervous? We've been like the first taste
no,
of that?
cause like I say, I've had a good background with boxing, amateur boxing, and unlicensed boxing. I've had a good background with amateur MMA, and I was ranked to do well in that. Like I say, I just went off rails. It went wrong timing, and relationship I was in at the time were a bit,
Toxic.
Yeah, toxic. Like, since I've met lass and we now getting married, we're like it's been stable, everything's supporting me, and everything's
nice
been
one, mate.
been full on since.
Good on you.
Yeah, and every good man's a good woman, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
I was training differ between bare knuckle and boxing.
Like I said, there's just there's not much really. Still do a lot with gloves on, but for me, bare knuckle, you've got to be a lot more elusive, a lot more head movement, and a more in and out style, because there's only so much damage you can take, and to have longevity in game, you've got to be a lot more elusive and avoid all these impact shots. So,
like we were just saying just before we started there as well, the 2-minute rounds helps that as well, doesn't it? That you're not getting too much at once and stuff.
Yeah, like we do 5 rounds, which I think that's a hell of a lot in bare knuckle. I mean, I've done a 7-rounder with world title fights with other promotion, and like I say, you come out of that and you don't even recognise yourself when you look in the mirror, You're
going on like fucking Elephant Man or something.
But for longevity, I do think it should be really 3 to 4 rounds. I mean, we go at it hammer and tongue. It's a lot faster pace. I think this is why it's getting the support as well, because it's a lot more carnage. It is raw.
Yeah.
There's more knockouts, more cuts, and people want to see that rather than a slow chess match.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of skill in it. There's, like I said, we're just talking about Conor McGregor coming over into it. He's on about getting Gaethje in it.
Just in Gaethje because
all the
I love watching him.
Yeah. I mean, look at Mike Perry. He didn't do well in that boxing, did he, against Jake Paul? But he's not a boxer. He walks through shots and just does
That's
what he does.
That's the sport that suits him, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can just see it.
Yeah.
He's born to do that, I think.
Yeah.
MMA, he got to a good level, didn't he?
Yeah, he went at UFC, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, yeah. But I just think that sport suits him down to the ground.
Yeah, he's just got a lot of dog in him, hasn't he? I just don't think glove. I still don't think. I don't know if it's legit or not with this Jake Paul. I don't know if they are contracted, paid off. Can't make my mind up.
Because I was thinking about that. I know there is massive weight difference. I understand that, but then I'm thinking, hold on, Mike Perry is the lifetime of skill.
Yeah.
Against this joker, I understand he's boxing for the last 10 years and training and all this.
I think we're past point where we can call him a joker.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with
He's
you
got
on
some
that.
talent.
I don't know. I'm still sat on fence because there's a lot of rumours going around. They've got to, there's a contract, and they have to what is it, scripted?
Yeah.
So is there any truth in that? I'm not sure, but I'd like to think he's only fought one real boxer, Tommy Fury.
Yeah.
When he did, he lost.
Yeah.
So why is he fighting all these who's not into boxing? And if he's on about a world title shot, we'll start fighting some boxers your own age, not retired.
Your own weight.
Size as well.
Yeah.
You can't get a boxing world title shot for fucking knocking out a couple of retired MMA fighters.
No, I still think Tyson will do him. Like, he looks in phenomenal shape when he's hitting pads, doesn't he?
That's when you see the videos of him hitting pads.
No, I would like to take one of them anyway, regardless what age.
He's got ferocity about him, hasn't he?
Yeah. And I think, like he said, it is damaging sport a little bit how it's going about. So,
but he's one of the biggest stars, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely a negative for boxing, that the fact that this Disney kid or whatever you want to call him, has come up just from YouTube or whatever, and then he started doing out there, and he's turned into one of the biggest stars at sport.
Yeah,
and
they're selling out MEN and stuff, aren't they?
Yeah.
Some of them bouts, though, what the fuck were going on?
Thing is,
they were like tag team and all sorts, you know. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on?
but you almost
Tag team
can't blame him
boxing.
for it.
Oh, no,
If the
it's-
people come and fight him, and you know he gets paid all this money, like you know, who wouldn't do that? Like,
Yeah, don't get me like you've got to envy him for the money he's making. And
Yeah.
that. It's a good business mind. He's doing well, you know, that way.
He's
But-
one of them people, and he's one of them people, a bit like Connor and stuff. And
Yeah.
when Paddy's one and all that's coming through now, he's one of them people that people are going to watch because they either want to see him do well or they want to see him get fucking knocked the fuck
Either
out.
way,
don't
yeah.
they? So people tune in for either way, don't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah,
It's crazy, and he's making most of it. So.
I would like to see because some fight like Anderson Silva and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've been like a fan of theirs, so I would have liked to have seen them.
It's depressing when it's something you like getting knocked out
Yeah,
by him, like,
yeah.
you know,
And if he does fight Tyson, if that happens and Tyson loses, that'll break my heart. So,
why the fuck don't you get in cage? That's all I think. You know what I mean? It keeps going on with all these MMA fights. So get in fucking cage for one then, Jake.
I think his brother did a grappling session with Volkanovski, didn't he? And he says he'll never do jiu-jitsu again after that. So.
He's only small.
I bet he's half size of his Volk. Fucking hell. But yeah, that's another thing is YouTube boxing, innit? That's not what we're to talk about. So you are in training now for your next
Yep.
bout, which is on October 19th. You're not allowed to say who your opponent is yet. You know who it is.
Yeah.
You've got yourself focused. You've said before that as soon as you get that name and that date, everything stops. Focus is there. How's it going for this one?
Yeah, brilliant. I'm in a lot better place than I've been, especially for the last two. My camp were a bit all over. There were a few issues in camps and stuff. I had a bit of illness last one. Turned out I had vertigo and post-concussion syndrome as well. I've only just got all clear last month.
Really?
So I thought I was on verge of retiring because I didn't know what were happening, and it was a long period throughout testing and that.
Uncertainty's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I
Fighting
thought
means-
have I got a brain tumour or something, you know, also because it took months and that to do
Yeah.
all scans and that through.
Well, you do when you do what you do, mate. You're going to think that it might be
So
fucking...
you know that that thing that you had is that does that repair itself, regenerates? or-
Yeah, it can. What it is, if you get impact or it can be caused by a virus, you've got 3 canals in your ear,
Yeah.
and a little crystal can come loose. I don't
Right.
know if it's bone or whatever, but you've got sensitive hairs in like liquid in these canals, and if it touches the hairs when
sends
it's
you
floating
haywire.
about, it sends you whoa. But I collapsed before the fight. I just thought it was a weight cut of the previous fight, so I just put it down to I've stripped, you know, stamps and too much too quick. Yeah, so. But then I was going getting dizzy spells through the day. I wasn't too forward with it with Wayne, my coach.
Yeah.
I was just saying, oh yeah, I've had a little bit of a dizzy spell. And I was going, how often? Oh, only once. Yeah, well, and then week at fight ended up coming down with flu as well. So they were going, I think you should pull. I'm like, catch-22, and I sold out tickets. It was local. I would have got paid.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'd have felt like I'd have been letting my fans down. I've never pulled out of a fight before.
Yeah.
So I just, fuck that, now I'm doing it.
And you did it pretty well for, what, you saying 4 rounds? You had
4 rounds,
before
yeah.
you got pulled, and you think you were up on every round?
Yeah,
Really?
maybe one round could have gone either way. But yeah, I won. I was up nearly every round, yeah.
Did you feel off during the fight as well? Or?
I was just drained. I was in
No
bed all.
energy.
I was in bed all day, just trying to recuperate until it was time to go to venue. I did a video that morning as well. I look like death warmed up, and I've only just seen some pictures back. I look like I've been on crack for a couple of months.
Fight off John Jones.
Yeah. So this time I'm going back at 84 kg, not doing a cut straight down 79. Get me feelers back, get back in, have put on a good show, and then we're going to do a slow cut down to 79. So we're doing everything right. I mean, we've just started this Team Valor up where we're teaching other pros. We've got all specialists involved. We've got nutritionists, osteopath, IV. We've got every basis covered. So we've got a few jumping on board now, and we're all training hard as a team. So we've got
Brilliant. How did all that come about then?
Wayne again. Neil Wayne's been my coach, but he went part time for a bit. He just every now and then he cooks. He's been working nights a few years. So this time he just gave me a phone call. Do you fancy jumping on with me? And I want to go back full time coaching. He said I've got booked for it again, and he said I think we've still got plenty in you as well to make a statement. So it was like music to my ears, you know.
Yeah.
Consistency through camp, coach I trust, and somebody who I've got a bond with. So yeah,
Plus some like younger lads as well coming through.
yeah. Well, we've got a brilliant one coming. He's like national champion, and that he's making his pro debut in November, or it could be October.
So your man Joe Lister?
Yeah.
No.
Will that be on the same card then as you?
Yeah, could be. We're not sure yet. He's having a 4 rounds first on cage deal just to get used to no gloves, because like I say, he's from a glove background. And he's a genetic freak, and he's given me a new, a bit of fire back again as well. Because I've got a young pup. I've got to make sure I'm on my game.
That's why
We've watched a bit of footage on him. Like you say, he's a bit of a genetic freak for a 19-year-old kid. He's ripped to fucking. He's massive, and he looks real fast.
How tall is he?
I think he's 6 foot, I mean, his dad was Mr. Universe, Gary Lister, so he's got genetics from there. His mother's into alt training and that as well. So he's a good pedigree. And like I say, he's already made a statement with National Championship with the amateur. So introducing him, being a part of his journey, I can't wait to see.
So you're part of his coaching setup.
Yeah, so I do believe he will be world champion, and I don't think it'll be that long before he gets there either.
That's brilliant.
So is that something that you want to focus on after? I'm not by any means saying that you're fucking done, but at 39 years of age, obviously you've got to start thinking about what's going to happen next.
Yeah, obviously, but like I said, Randy Couture, and that was my hero, and George Foreman coming at 45. So in my head, I'm thinking I can do that.
I've got another 10 years.
Obviously, but I've got to fight smart. I've got to prep well and stay switched on. But I will take it 3 fights at a time. I've just signed another 3-fight deal.
All right.
And after each contract's up, I'll see where my health's at.
How active are you expecting to be in that? Are you wanting to get them all done in 18 months or something like that? Obviously, it depends after each fight.
Yeah, is any stipulations within that? Or how long that 3-fight contract?
No, could get if they're willing to put me on, I'd do it show after show as long as there's no injuries or anything like that. More I'm out, the better. More active I am. So, but it all depends what damage you take in each fight, what injuries you pick up along the way.
Maybe we're just thinking because by the time this next fight comes around, it's going to have been 11 months since that Bar Crawl fight and your next fight. So I'm just wondering, as it is, if you say that you want one more run at a title shot, how many fights away do you think you are from one? I just have to prove I'm put on a good show this next one, prove I'm still in top contention. I'm ranked at number 2 anyway. But I will be back up there. I feel confident, and the work what we're putting in is I think it's the hardest I've trained in a long time.
It's going to pay off. Yeah.
I already in sparring on that. I feel sharp as I did my VO2 max yesterday. I've a very good place there. So I'm 11 week out. So I've got all the good solid foundations. Everything's going well now. So I can't wait to get out.
What weight's that going to be at? Because you've fought at several different ones, haven't you?
Yeah, 84 kg it's going to be at, like I say, because I want to get one cut down to 84, and then I want to slowly cut down, because obviously I've still got Christy in my sights. It's one to it's hard.
You want to get that one back?
Yeah, I want to get that one back.
Have we told him as well?
He knows. We all want to beat number 1. That's it. That's what we do it for. So I like I say, I like that he keeps winning. So it's better to lose to who a better man up night. And I still believe I've got enough in me though to give it a good bash and possibly take it. So, but you never know.
Do you feel more comfortable fighting at 84 rather than 78? Or?
Yeah, well, the one way back crawl was the first time I cut down 79. That's the lightest I've ever been. But I went, I didn't have a nutritionist. I went all the wrong way about it. I cut down way too fast, and I don't know if that was part to do with the illness or anything, or
What do you usually walk around with then when you're like out of camp?
Maybe 92, 93. Yeah.
The weight cutting is a weird thing. Even some people with all the nutritions, they struggle to cut weight, and some they just drop it like that, don't they?
Yeah, it is a skill. But like I say, I've had to, with a team we've made up now, we've got a nutritionist on board, and he's already opened my eyes up to where I went wrong before.
Right.
I was trying to focus too much on weight, whereas now I'm eating more than I've ever eaten. Just to fuel my training rather than be lethargic and not getting as best out of my training, and then we'll focus on my weight cut coming end of August.
Right.
So
you are making moves for that sort of thing. Like I've heard you say before that you're into your cleaner living and that now. You've not on booze and weed or whatever and stuff like that, and fucking into things like meditation and that, don't you?
Yeah, I love
that kind of thing.
Yeah, meditation, stuff like that. I do higher dose, Matt, with PEMF, Matt, and that, all different frequencies. just zones me out. I mean, took Wim Hof and everything. I think
It's cold exposure. And stuff.
yeah. I've just
plunges and stuff.
yeah, I've just bought proper ice bath. I've got hot tub, sauna, everything. And I do it every morning.
Jump into sauna and then get hot and then into ice bath.
Works me better than any coffee, that's for sure.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
You know, you just have to be eating a jar.
But they say it releases dopamine as much as what cocaine does. So
Might get me one.
500 but it lasts for hours. And you do feel benefits after using it for so long. And plus it takes away all aches and pains from all training.
It's anti-inflammatory, isn't it?
It builds up brown fat up on that system, really good for your heart.
Is that what it is? Yeah. Do you know when? So obviously you're doing a camp now.
Yeah.
And so because you fought in MMA and bare knuckle, so you've done both.
Yeah.
So basically, when you're training, preparing for a fight, how different it is to prepare for bare knuckle than MMA?
Well, with MMA, you're focusing on all different disciplines: jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, boxing, wrestling. It's a lot to get in. Whereas this, I'm just focusing on hands. I think this is one of the reasons why I'm enjoying it so much, so I can put all my focus just on the hands, the movement. It's not all these different disciplines, and you're not putting your body through as much hammer as well. Right. Wear and tear, which my age, I need to be
condition yourself. So were you ever close to going back to MMA?
I love it. I miss it a lot. When I do retire from the boxing, the bare knuckle, I'm going to start competing in jiu-jitsu and start getting good in there, because I need, like I say,
mentally, isn't it?
I need something to focus on competing. So jiu-jitsu for me, something I loved. So that'll be road to go down after.
It keeps things fresh as well. And keep changing up every now and again.
So, and there's level competition as well, isn't there? You can still enter comps and that.
Mm-hmm.
So like now when you're preparing now for a fight, you don't really do you do at all like hard sparring, or it's out of question at all?
Yeah, like I don't have to do as much hard sparring as what a younger one would. I've had a long thing here.
You've got the experience.
So I will have a few hard spars, but there's no point putting more miles on clock.
Yeah, getting concussed and stuff like that. Yeah.
I mean, that's another mistake I made during the Christie camp. I had quite a lot of hard spars, and one of them I went to Seacroft, and they were the two pro boxers I went in. They were switching every round, so they were fresh. And I think it was about 2-3 weeks out from fight. I walked on from one of them, and I seen a flash. Rock me boots. Yeah. And
did you get him back?
Well, obviously you're going for that. Two young spring chickens, pro boxers, unbeaten, and they were switching every round, every 3 minute rounds. I thought, fucking hell, what's going off here? I didn't know they were going to be switching. I thought I was going in again one. And then I thought, this is unfair.
Did you think you wouldn't notice?
You should have took him down.
Well, it emptied my mind a few times. But you do need those hard spars to get you ready, because there's no fitness compared to it, and conditioning.
How soon to end then of that camp would you cut off the hard sparring?
Definitely it'd have to be 2 or 3 weeks before, because you don't want to be carrying or picking up any injuries that close to the fight.
It's like concussion is the worst thing, isn't it? If you get concussed, you can't fight, can you?
No, that's it. Well,
maybe tell them.
We do get tested and stuff like that, but you can easily lie about stuff. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Which a lot of fighters will do, because, like you say, you want to get paid, you want to get in.
Yeah.
And you don't want to mess about being out of the ring too long, which is why I've had itchy knuckles, all sorts going off since the last fight, thinking I need to get back in.
So you're all clear now then, medically,
All clear medically, good to go, and I feel mint at the minute. So.
We're assuming that in your training sparring that it's always gloved up. You're not going to be sparring bare knuckle.
For ours, a lot of others don't do it, but we spar in MMA gloves, because we like to use upper hands a lot of our fighting. Yeah, so and with boxing gloves, a lot more padding on. So if you get used to hitting with boxing gloves on, the distance, you're going to be a couple of inches short when it comes to fighting. So our camp, we choose to a lot of, it's more like 50%, but just with MMA gloves on, so there's no cuts or
makes sense.
But you're still getting taking a notch off it as well, using more skill than what you are if you're just going in doing haymakers, you know. So
earlier on in your career, I bet there were a lot of that, even in MMA. Like I've heard loads of people say, you know, like 15 years ago at MMA, they used to knock fucking 10 bills out of it.
Yeah.
Well, Sean Strickland, he still does it, doesn't he?
Now, people are starting to realise it does take a bit of time off your career. And
I think you've got to get a mixture of both, and to, like I say, to sharpen your tools up, you do have to take a notch off it, so you are implementing your skill and not just thinking, well, is it me, I'm going to get that bastard. But don't get me wrong, some spars always go out of hand, you can't help it. One gets it a little bit harder, so you think, well, I'm going to hit too hard here. Before you know it, you're having a full-on fight.
50%.
I'll fucking show you 50% elbow.
How many's in your team then? Team Valor, did you say?
Team Valor's me and Joe's, a few other lads coming in. We're just signing another freak from York, and then we've got Matty Hodgson and that. He's jumping on board now with a few. We're still a big golden team as well. So a few are just coming in, getting bits, and a few are getting contracted to us. So, but as soon as I see the output and as soon as we start getting results, that's when I expect it to grow. And like I say, how we've got it set up is like you will be getting professional elite boxing.
That's brilliant. So you'll be one of the most senior guys, won't you?
Yeah.
So are you kind of like side to side with Neil?
Yeah, I'm a coach as well. I'm coaching as well as fighting. So sometimes I need a rest, but I'll still go down. I'm just doing a coaching side. Yeah. So
moving forward, do you think you might transition into that then more on a full time basis?
Yeah,
doing that,
eventually. I don't see it anytime soon. But as long as I still feel fit, healthy, and I'm still sharp and
still enjoying it as well.
Yeah, keeping up with young pups. As soon as young pups start getting better than me, I'll go, right, I'm fucking off now.
Well, you need to get back into that W column, mate. Look, you had a good fucking run for a long time until your last couple of fights, and things have changed a little bit for you. Obviously, there's caveats and reasons for that and your illness and stuff like that, but yeah, hopefully, mate, in October you can get your send back.
I've got no doubt, mate. I feel really good. Like I say, sharp, inspiring and everything, and I'm liking where everything's going. And there's a lot more really good atmosphere in training and stuff as well. We're feeling that vibe off each other, you know, pushing each other. And like I said, Joe's a young pup as well, so he's right, really lit that fire. So as soon as I switch off, I'll end up catching a few heavy shots.
What weight division is he going to fight?
He's going to be fighting in same as me, and seeing how his weight cut goes on this one, and then he might actually come down to 79. But he's already younger. He wants the top, you know. And
is he firing him then?
Firing the belly, isn't he?
Yeah, when we struggle with sparring partners and that, you know, he's an animal.
So Matty won't mind getting involved like
when I've got over this hangover, Oh, but yeah, it's good. But like you say, it's good to have them young up and coming guys, and like you say, it keeps you on your toes, it keeps you going. Like you say, if you switch off for a minute, it's pulling your lights out. That's it. And I mean, this sport, man, it's a fast-growing sport, isn't it? Like you said, there's a reason why people like it short. It's to point people going there to get the fucking fight done. It's in there. It's a fast-growing sport. We've got another link in with UFC here. In Mr. Conor McGregor's recently invested into it. He says he's going to talk about competing in it after his UFC career and stuff like that. Yeah. Do you think that's going to make it go?
I think it's going to make it, like I say, everything he touches, it turns to gold.
It does.
He's an exciting fighter. He sells. He's a good, marketable bloke, isn't he? And I think it took him to a T as well, the bare knuckle with his style of fighting. But I believe he's got one fight left on his contract, and then I can see him fighting at BKFC. He's already put a statement out, and they were all up on the press conference saying, I'm eyeing you all up, who was sat on bench.
Already making his
It's not like him, that is it? He's part owner and he's slagging off fighting.
Well, he sat Mike Perry, didn't he?
I did.
Well, I didn't understand. I couldn't understand what was going on with that. Why did he do that?
Yeah, because he lost to Jake Paul.
He lost to Jake Paul because you fired.
Yeah, so he fired.
When you lose, you're gone.
Fucking ruthless. Fuck's sake.
It's funny, and he's a character.
He is, and I think it'll do wonders for organisation, you know what I mean? Having somebody, just the size of him anyway, but like you say, he's such a marketable guy as well, and he fucking gets bums on seats, gets people watching. And yeah, I think it'll be a big thing.
I can see in general in next few years BKFC just blow up because you know now as well Well, nobody speaks about that much, but really, if you're up and coming fighter, if you're training for MMA, the early days is a really hard life, isn't it? Because you can't work full time because you have to train full time. So usually they do like part-time jobs or evening jobs, whatever. Then you train through the day. Then you get a fight, which you don't really get paid much for it. And then you're looking for this another. It's like a grind, constant grind, isn't it?
Yeah,
and then if you come to BKFC, they offer you a lot better purse straight away, isn't it?
Robbie Kennedy said that. He said that,
few fighters said that.
A couple of offers. He had 2 fights he's had 2 fights. Robbie Kennedy. Because one of them, when Danny Mitchell got in touch with him, he said, "How much are they going to pay?" And he's like, "I'm not sure." And he upped it again. So he was like, he said that one at best pays he's had as well. I'm not sure exact numbers, but
to me, from what
a few quid out.
Yeah. But better. I can't wait till they do away with ticket deal, because that's a bit of an headache. Fighters messing about with tickets. But I think they're in talks.
Scrapping is that still okay?
I mean, you've got to sell any show now. You've got to sell so many tickets, but I think they're on about scrapping that. But it's just a lot of pressure on fighters. So
while you're cutting weight, training,
you don't want to be worrying about, innit?
And you get so many people saying, "Oh, I want these tickets, I want that," and then you never hear from them again.
Backward.
Or you see them in pub and they're chewing your ear
It's
off.
unnecessary pressure, isn't it?
What's your following like? I know you're pretty popular around here because you're from around these parts, as are we. So we've known about you for a while, and you've got a good local following. What's it like? Do you have any trouble shifting tickets?
No, I usually do quite well. I'm hoping now because I've had 2 losses, though. We'll see.
You'll see your mates are. Say it was free coming anyway.
Everybody's always on winning train, aren't they?
That's
we'll see what happens. Really,
again, they're just like, "Have you got any tickets for Joe Lister, mate?"
You'll be gone, mate. Fuck that off.
I mean, he's a marketable lad as well. He's got the look. He's got a massive following. He's got all the right, ingredients to be a star. So, and he's got a great character as well. So it'll soon show once he starts getting unshy off camera.
Well, we'll welcome him onto our podcast at some point, mate. If you want to have a word and let him know, we'll put us in touch and we'll come in and give him what platform we can, and vice versa. Obviously, you know what I mean. He sounds and he looks, from what we've seen of him, he looks like a bit of a beast. So
he is.
It's all looking good anyway, moving forward for you, isn't it? With camp and everything.
Yeah, I mean everything's
set in place.
This is most structured camp we've had. Like I say, everything we've organised, and the people that jumped on board, all specialists in their area. Like I say, it's most professional setup.
So the happiest you ever been in a camp, really?
Yeah, and our lass, she can see a big difference. She said, "Oh, worried about your last 2." She said, "I'm not one bit."
No, that's good.
So seem to have got that.
that from people who see you every day, that opinion matters, doesn't it? Because they can see difference in little differences and that from day in, day out, even more so than like your coach or your gym partners and stuff like that, can't they? And I suppose moods as well, that sort of thing. I mean, she's like, "You're being an ass again."
Well, I do. Fighters do get those moody patches through training and that. And she says, "I can see fire in you this time."
Especially on weight cut and all, we all get grumpy when we're fucking hungry.
Worst thing for a bloke being hungry, isn't it?
Rather get punched bare knuckle in the face. Well, no, we're looking forward to you getting back into Octagon, mate. I know you are getting married soon, aren't you? To the aforementioned missus. You got a stag do coming up.
Yeah.
Staying off booze for that.
No, I'm going to have one day. I spoke to coach about, because I was supposed to fight at end of August originally, and then they moved goalposts, but I'd already paid for what stag do, so I said I'll have one day on it, and then I'll have to just sit it up in the sun and watch them get pissed.
It'll sweat out you, mate.
Well, it was already booked and that. I was a bit annoyed when they changed date, because you'd have been
able to kick back more, wouldn't you, if the fight were over and you'd finished it. You wanted a training camp and stuff like that.
And then married in February at Cape Verde.
You were at Cape Verde?
Yeah.
Oh, nice one.
So, hi.
Best get a couple more wins to pay for the fuck.
Well, no.
So where's honeymoon? Or you have it there? Like, it depends how it goes.
Yeah, we're over there 2 weeks. But I went over there this February, and I like their local. It's called Grog or Grog. Strong as fuck, wow. So she's trying to get me not drinking now before our wedding, but it's not happening.
So I'm taking it after this one in October with you and your wedding plans and stuff like that. Will you be looking at sort of like next summer for after that?
Well, depends what they offer. If we can get one in before Christmas, so.
Oh, you might do another one.
She can do all planning. I just turn up.
It's usually paid, don't we?
Yeah.
So close, you've got to be all healed up and that for photos, man.
No, it'll be alright. It adds character, doesn't it?
What about these creams you're using anyway, you were saying?
Yeah, like say castor oil and stuff like that. I don't want to give all my secrets. But before I was cutting a lot in fights, and all of a sudden, obviously I got a bit of advice off women on that, what to use, and I've stopped getting cut. So
nice. Well, all the skincare, mate, don't they?
Yeah. Taking a few years off.
Yeah, we could all do with that, mate. We could all do with that. Right, yeah. So we're looking forward to getting involved and watching these fights, and to BKFC just keep on growing and growing and growing, man. And I think it's going to get better in it, a bit like MMA did, at the moment. I think it's going to get more technical. It's going to grow in that sort of way. Yeah. And it's going to be more skillful and everything over. Can you see that coming in from when you started already? Can you see it progressing?
It is. You can see just production alone and stuff over it. I mean, I started off in BKB now with a bare knuckle, but moved over to BKFC, and the production alone is a lot better. Each show's growing, the following's growing. And if you look at UFC in the early days, they were struggling quite a lot. They had to get loan after loan, they were in a lot of debt. And the BKFC, they're in a much better place than what UFC were at the beginning. So,
well, UFC nearly got bankrupt. Yeah. Now I bought them out. Isn't it?
And we're moving all over Europe on that now. There's a few shows in Europe, so I look to be fighting on them next year. No.
Is that still like a bit of a desire of yours?
Yeah, I've always wanted to fight in America. I were on. If I'd have beat Christie, I'd have been over there. I'd have had to go through quite a few checks on that. Yeah. Record, but that's still on cards. But wherever I can get, really, and as long as I get my wins back, and I think I'll be back in contention soon enough. So
I'm sure you will, mate.
Excellent. I wish you the best on that. How long is it going to take before you're calling out Christie?
I'll do it if I'll get this next fight out way and probably
straight back in. Well, we wish you all the fucking best, mate. We really do. And thanks for joining us today, coming down and telling us your story, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Cheers, mate.
Hopefully you can keep going as long as you possibly want, mate. And we'll keep an eye out for your man, Mr. Lister, as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you.
The No Bones Podcast.